The American public is not going to move away from me as an average voter. And again, I'm here for two reasons, pal. One, to rebuild the economy for hardworking middle-class people, give everybody a shot, just a straight shot. Everybody gets a fair chance, number one. Number two, remember all this talk about how I don't have the black support? Come on, give me a break. Come with me. Watch. I'm getting so frustrated by the elites. Now, I'm not talking about you guys, but about the elites in the party who they know so much more. If any of these guys don't think I should run against me, go ahead, announce the president. Challenge me at the convention.
This is my video update on this Monday afternoon, July the 8th. Let's talk about some news. And the big story is, of course, the elections in France, where to most everyone's shock, the new Popular Front, they came in first place. Second place was Macron's party, and third place was Le Pen's National Rally. Now, the NPF, the new Popular Front, they did not get a majority. And so what we have now is a situation in France where we have a very fragmented, divided parliament, and the majority party, the new Popular Front, is a very divided and fragmented party. A fragmented party that is leading a fragmented parliament. That's what the situation is now in France. They just should have let Le Pen govern. Let her govern, see how she does in 2-3 years. And if she does well, okay, she wins the presidential elections. But if she messes up, if National Rally does not govern France well, then in 2027, I believe, when you have the presidential elections in France, then National Rally will lose. But they should have let her govern. Instead, what they've got now is this very chaotic, fragmented situation in the parliament. And they are going to have to govern during a very difficult time. An economic situation that is not looking good. That is really bad for France. Debt to GDP levels, I believe, 100% plus. And of course, you have a very difficult geopolitical situation. I don't think I need to get into the details of what's going on around the world and how Macron has involved France in the conflict in Ukraine. But whoever is governing now is going to have a tough time of things. So I would have let Le Pen govern. That would have been my strategy. If I was the globalists, I would have said, you know what? Let her party give it a shot for these 2-3 years, because it is going to be a very difficult 2-3 years. Now, she might have done well, but National Rally may not have done well, and that would have been the end of National Rally. Instead, they came up with this trickery of removing 200 candidates so that the vote wasn't split, and Le Pen's party, National Rally, came in first place. So they came up with that little that little clever idea, and now we have a very difficult situation in France. The Prime Minister, Gabriel Attal, he already resigned. Can we say another victim of the Zelensky curse? I think we can. I don't know, did Attal meet Zelensky? Did he shake his hand? Did he get a whiff of that Zelensky number 5? I'm not quite sure, but maybe we can say it's a mini curse, a mini Zelensky curse. You know, they've done this this cobbling together of parties in order to prevent the candidate that they don't want to win an election. The globalists, they have done this before. They did it in the Czech Republic, and it worked. Babiš was not elected. They tried it in Hungary as well with Orban. They tried to put together 4 or 5 different parties under one umbrella, but Orban won in a big landslide. Now they've done it in France, and the New Popular Front is a bunch of center-left to far-left to communist to socialist and anarchists and Marxists and libertarians. It's just everything. I'm exaggerating a bit, but I mean, it's everything. It's everything thrown under one umbrella called the New Popular Front, with its de facto leader, Mélenchon, who is, by the way, from what I understand, he is very anti-Project Ukraine. At least this is my understanding. He's very anti-Project Ukraine. He's friendly to Russia, actually. He's pro-Palestinian, I believe. And his economic policies, well, buckle up, France. Buckle up. So it's going to be an interesting time in France. This was not the result. This is not going to be the result that I think the globalists are anticipating. They're happy that they prevented Le Pen from sweeping into power, but I don't think this is going to work out in their favor. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe the globalists can bring this New Popular Front on side. Maybe they can turn this patchwork of a political party into a neoliberal globalist party, like they did in Greece with Syriza. Syriza was a patchwork party that won the elections in 2015, and it was radical left, but it was a bunch of parties cobbled together. They said they were a radical left party, and it took the globalists about a year to turn Syriza into the premier globalist party in Greece, neoliberal left globalist party in Greece. So anyway, that is the situation in France. No majority and a lot of chaos during these elections. So let's shift our focus to the one diplomat in the collective West, the man that is proving to be the only diplomat in the collective West, and that is Viktor Orban, Prime Minister of Hungary. He showed up in China today, met with Xi Jinping. He is trying to get to a solution in Ukraine. He was in Kiev, went to Moscow, and now China. And Orban gets along with Xi Jinping. The statements that came out from their meeting, following their meeting, is it's very positive. They seem to be very aligned on how to work towards some sort of a solution with regards to Project Ukraine. keep in mind that Orban met with Xi Jinping just 3 months ago when he hosted the Chinese leader in Budapest. What do you guys think? Hungary, perhaps, in BRICS?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm your subscriber.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great. Great to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Great to meet
so
you.
So I decided to.
All right. You saw,
talk to
I'm filming a video right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. This is great.
Yeah.
I was chasing you like one.
Oh, really?
one-
Okay. Should have
yeah.
shouted loud, Alex, Alex.
Yeah, I like your videos.
Great.
Just-
Great.
Yeah, nice to meet
Great
you.
to meet you. Great
Yeah.
to meet you. What's your name?
Alexei.
Alexei. Best name in the world.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
All right, Alexei. You don't mind if your voice is on the video? Your voice, not your image, just your voice.
You can even.
Nah, it's all right.
It would be nice.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Anything you want to tell everyone that's watching the show, real quick?
Oh shit! Sorry.
No worries.
I have no
worries.
thoughts at
No
all.
thoughts. I know it's
Yeah.
hard. It's hard to come up with the
I'm
yeah.
not used to
Yeah.
to talk into this. Well, yeah, it's everything is very nice here. Very,
Fantastic summer.
Very hot.
Yeah,
weather.
very hot.
Yes. What else?
Is it always this hot in summer?
For
Or is this
recent summer like this?
Okay.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
What can I say? Yeah. Every summer is, I feel like I'm in some city of like ocean, close to ocean.
Yeah.
It's like touristic city.
Yeah.
City for tourists.
Yeah.
I feel.
It is.
I live here, but I feel as I on vacation. Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of tourists actually.
Yes. Yeah.
To be quite honest, which is
Yeah.
a good sign, I guess.
Yes. Yes,
A lot of
yes.
tourists, especially obviously in the city center.
Yes.
a lot of tourists walking
Everything. I think that city is developing like every month. Something new, good happen.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
Awesome.
When I was chasing you,
Uh-huh.
I thought myself as some kind of creep. I was chasing like.
No. Just sometimes people. So sometimes when people watch the videos,
Yeah.
they notice. I'm talking to everyone.
Yeah.
You notice everything around you, and when you see someone, following, it's it can be worrying. But you're
Yeah.
you're cool. You're good.
Okay. Yes.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Alexei, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Take
Nice
care,
to
man.
meet you. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. My question was, Orban, BRICS. What do you guys think? You think they discussed some BRICS talk? Hungary and China? Yeah, I think they discussed some BRICS talk. But this was really about coming to a solution with Project Ukraine. Orban is the last diplomat in the European Union, that's for sure. It would be nice if Fico could join him, but maybe in time. Let's have Fico rest up a little bit more, recover some more, and you're going to go from Orban to Fico, who are trying to get to a peace in Ukraine, and then you're going to have the elections in Austria. And it looks like the party that's going to win the elections in Austria, they're also going to push for a peace in Ukraine. So the tide is shifting, but USA is next on the list. Orban is going to attend the NATO conference, which starts on the 9th, tomorrow. And he is going to meet a whole lot of resistance. He is going to hit a wall when he meets the other NATO members, Germany, France, Bidenopolis. They are going to be very, very unhappy with Orban. He's going to get shunned. He's going to get absolutely shunned and mocked at the NATO meeting. But I don't think Orban cares. I think Orban has a bigger vision, and history's on his side, and the truth is on his side. And the hello, and the reality on the ground, it's on his side. He's been right about Project Ukraine. He continues to be right about Project Ukraine, and the entire collective West continues to be wrong about Project Ukraine. But at this NATO meeting, it's going to be a tough one for Orban. But 2 days of hanging out with all of these NATO guys and listening to them talk about escalation and defeating the Putin and all of this nonsense, and Zelensky is the next Churchill, and all of this nonsense that they're going to talk about. 2 days of that, and my guess is that Orban will then seek out the Don, and just a guess, I think he is going to meet with Trump. And boy, is that going to cause heads to explode, because Orban is going to bring all of the information from the meetings, the fact-finding diplomacy that he's been engaged in, so that he can figure out how to get to a solution with Project Ukraine. He's going to bring that to Trump. Yeah, Sullivan, Blinken, they are going to be plenty mad. Ursula, oof, you're going to have a very angry Ursula. Tatters, what is Orban doing? The plan was tatters. Not Trump. Not Trump. I said tatters, not Trump. Oh, man. All right. So the NATO meeting. Stoltenberg is already in the USA, and he's giving a whole bunch of interviews. The guy's all over the place. Sometimes he says Ukraine is going to need more than 10 years to get into NATO. Other times he's saying that Ukraine might get into NATO in 10 years, maybe even less. He's all over the freaking place. All over Stoltenberg. He has no idea what he's saying. Anyway, let's see here. What more should we talk about? Hey, I've been here before. I have been here. Yes, I have. Yeah. Okay. I see where I am. Let's think now. Which direction should I go? I think I'm going to start walking back, because I've already walked in this direction. Let's go back. So South Korea, they're saying that the biggest threat to their security, I think they're going to be at the NATO meeting. The biggest threat to their security is Russia. That's what South Korea is saying, and in order to deal with this security threat, they need money. They need money. I think we're going to hear a lot of that. You know, countries going to NATO or to the U.S. and saying, we've got a Russia problem. Can you give me some money? I think that's going to be a good business model for a lot of world leaders. Let's go up this way. Yeah. That's the business model, everyone. Run to the US, tell them that you got a Russia problem, and get 100 billion. That looks like South Korea's plan. China is going to be discussed at this NATO meeting, ramping up conflict with China. And the reason is because it is China that supports Russia in this conflict with Ukraine. So NATO has to go after China. That's the excuse that they're using. The Wall Street Journal, they put out an article, China's support for Russia's war in Ukraine puts Beijing on NATO's threat list. Wow, Beijing made the NATO threat list. Incredible. No reverse gear, man. They were going to go after China. That was the plan all along, whether you had the conflict in Ukraine or not. The end game was always China. They said Russia, then China. Let's deal with Russia first, then we'll get to China. So now the excuse is because of China's support. We have to go after them as NATO. Open up a NATO Asia branch. That's what Rutte is going to do. One of his main tasks is to take on China. Mark Rutte, Klaus Schwab's golden boy. Mark Rutte, eat some bugs, Mark, eat some bugs. I'm trying, Klaus, I'm trying. The crickets get stuck in my throat, Klaus. Eat some bugs, Mark, eat. Boy. So here's an article from the Kiev Independent, which talks about EU military production, right? The EU was going to be the Silicon Valley of military production, right? That's what they were telling us. Well, according to the Kiev Independent, an investigation finds that EU shell production capacity is far below official statements. Far below official statements. The EU's promises to deliver 155 artillery shells to Ukraine were not met due to wishful thinking and the fact that existing stocks may be at least twice as modest as stated by high-ranking EU officials. They're talking about Jungle Joseph Borrell, RFE-RL Schemes Investigative Project reported. So this is Collective West investigation, which is saying that the EU was BSing about their military production, their shell production. We're going to produce 1 million shells. We're going to produce 2 million shells. We're going to shift to a war economy. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. It's not happening. Not without cheap Russian energy. I don't know how they're going to ramp up without the cheap Russian resources, which are banned and sanctioned. It's not going to happen, Europe. You are not going to become a military production powerhouse. All right. Interesting article from the Kiev Independent. Collective West investigation. Yeah, this story from the Kiev Independent, we'll stick with the Kiev Independent. They are saying, according to leaked documents, which suggest that more Russians killed in Ukraine than previously thought. Between 462,000 and 728,000 Russian soldiers were killed, injured, or captured by mid-June, The Economist reported, citing leaked documents from the U.S. Defense Department. Right, The Economist. They're reliable. They're not biased. They're reliable, The Economist, right? And The Economist, I'm sure, got this information from who? The Economist is UK publication, isn't it? So they're probably getting these numbers from anonymous officials at the UK Ministry of Defense, if I had to take a guess, right? Yeah. So you know how they come up with these numbers. You know how this information gets laundered. Circular information laundering is what they're doing. The UK Ministry of Defense goes to the Ukraine Ministry of Defense, and it asks the Ukraine Ministry of Defense, give me a casualties number. The Ukraine Ministry of Defense looks at their casualties They look at how their casualties are going, look at those numbers, and they say, you know what, just attribute our casualties onto Russia, and that's the number that we're going to give the UK Ministry of Defense. They tell the number to the UK Ministry of Defense. The UK Ministry of Defense most likely gives that number to The Economist via anonymous officials, and there you have it. That's usually how it goes. They've been doing this since 2014 Maidan. This information propaganda laundering. I can't think of another word for it, another set of words for it. At least now we know, now we have a good idea what the Ukrainian casualties are, because in my opinion, this is just Ukrainian casualties projected onto Russia. So that story is making the rounds. Modi's going to be in Moscow for a 2-day visit. The Prime Minister of India. That's what it's like when you're an isolated Putin. The only world leaders that come to see you and meet with you are China, India, Vietnam, North Korea, Turkey, the SCO, the Shanghai Cooperative Organization, BRICS. Those are the only countries that meet with you, all the countries of Africa. Outside of all those countries, you're isolated, right? That's what isolation is like. So Russia and India, trade is booming, but there are trade imbalances, a lot of trade imbalances. So I imagine that this 2-day meeting between Modi and Putin are going to iron out those trade imbalances between India and Russia. India has benefited big time from collective West sanctions. We're talking big time from collective West sanctions. So now they have to balance everything out, and that's what I imagine much of this this meeting is going to be about. So I think we're ready for some clown worlds. Are we ready for some clown worlds? Do I have anything else to talk about? In the French elections, National Rally, I forgot to mention this, National Rally actually got the most votes. They came in first place with votes, 10 million votes from what I understand. And the NFP got 7 million votes. I thought that was interesting. When Zelensky goes to the US for the big NATO meeting, he is planning to meet with Mike Johnson as well, the Speaker of the House. Johnson is just itching for a big, healthy dose of Zelensky curse. Mike Johnson. Yeah, he wants some Zelensky curse, the Speaker of the House. He might get it too. He might get it. Let's do some clown worlds. Let's stick with Ukraine. They're asking for submarines. That's what they want. Submarines are going to make the difference, according to the Ukraine military. United States, give us some subs, and we're going to win this war, right? Have we moved past the F-16s now? No more F-16 talk? Are we on subs? We're talking subs. Well, subs can sell for a lot of money, I imagine. I imagine the Ukraine military officials probably were sitting around the table saying, you know, we're making a lot of money from these weapons sales, but you know what would really bring in the big bucks? What's that? What would bring in the big bucks? Submarines. Yeah, might as well ask. You have nothing to lose by asking. You have a sub or two that you want to throw our way. So that story was a good clown world. And one more clown world. Let's do one more. Check out this building, this architecture. Another reporter interviewer came out yesterday and revealed, yeah, Biden team, they feed me the questions. So now I think we have two reporters, maybe a third person has also come out and said, yeah, they feed me the questions to ask him. Oh, Biden team. It's all scripted, huh? All of it. All of it is scripted. You see, the problem for Biden now is, let's go this way, is that whatever move he makes now, the Biden White House, whatever move it makes, it's going to be under the microscope, right? Every gaffe is going to now be recorded. Every sentence that comes out of Biden's mouth is going to be scrutinized, mocked, made fun of, chopped up into a meme. His interviews now will be studied, investigated to see if they were scripted. Which is why Axios ran an article, and I'll wrap up the video, saying that the pressure to remove Biden is simply too great. More and more Democrat officials, including very top-level officials, we're talking Obama, Clinton level, they're being pressured to talk to Biden and tell Biden enough, drop out. This is what Axios was reporting. Today, this article came out. Anyway, that's the video, everybody. TheDuran.locals.com. We are on Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Telegram, Rockfin, and Twitter, X. Go to the Duran shop, pick up some merchandise, and that link will be in the description box down below. Hey, like this video. Why not? Like this video. Subscribe to this channel. Let's try to get to 200 on YouTube. Let's try to get to 205,000 subscribers. And on Rumble, let's get to 50,000. That would be nice. Anyway, that is the video, everybody. Take care.